Today we are going to discuss retailing in rural marketing. The rise of organized retailing. Rural retail includes FMCG, consumer durables, agricultural inputs, and vehicles such as tractors. The rural retail market forms around 40% of the total size of the retail market of India, which according to reports of ASOCHAM is worth US dollar 280 billion. So 40% market is retail market and it's worth 280 billion rupees, which is huge number, huge market size. According to the size of the rural retail market will be 100 billion, that is rupees 5000 billion, growing at the rate of around 10% the size of the size of the Indian GDP. It has potential to double in its size in next 4 to 5 years. So in next 4 5 years, retail market in the rural India will most probably get doubled. Present scenario, the present retail scenario is not very encouraging. The penetration of the retail organized retail is very low. Like we have Big Bazaar, we have Reliance Mart, uh, Star Bazaar, more. So like in rural area, the retailing is very organized, retailing is very low and growing at slow speed compared to urban area. Approximately 10,000 out of 6 lakh villages in India have access to organized retail service. So only 10,000 out of 6 lakh. So 6 lakhs is 10% is 60,000, is 10% is 6,000. So not even 2%, near about 2% villages, they have access to organized retail services. Owing to the low density of the shops per village, uneven concentration of the shops, and very small size of the retail outlets, multiple tiers of distribution have become necessary. So there are a lot of problems in rural area, like low density of shops, uneven concentration of the shops, and a small size of the retail outlet, which require multiple intermediaries. We require a lot of dealers, distributors in between. As a result, distribution has become inconvenient and costly. In most cases, consumers do not have the opportunity to be exposed to various brands. As a result, distribution has become inconvenient and costly. So in rural area, distribution is not that easy. You must be knowing. In most cases, consumers do not have the opportunity to be exposed to various brands. So very few brands choices rural people have. The reason is that the retailers do not have the resources to stock multiple items, and they will stock the brand that sells most. So the size of the retail outlet is very small. So they keep the brands which are demanded by the customers. Problems of the retailers. Problems of the retailers are many people would be unwilling to start their own stores in smaller villages due to the number of reasons. Procurement of the goods in the absence of proper connectivity with the feeder town from where the retailer collects the goods. There is a constant problem of maintaining adequate stock keeping units. So the retailers who are there in the villages, they purchase the product from nearby town, and the connectivity of that nearby town is very poor. They don't have a proper pakka road, and sometimes because of monsoon, the connectivity gets disturbed. So most of the time they may have inadequate inventories or stocks. Inventory, the retailer has to deal with the large number of stock keeping units, so they have to keep a large stock because of this bad connectivity. This results in a large inventory and a high inventory holding cost. So their cost for holding the inventory is high. So they cannot able to give more discount to the customers. Irregular sales. Inability to push the sales on a regular basis is due to restrictive incomes available with the rural populace is another problem. So rural people, they have not they have very limited amount of disposable income. So it's very difficult to promote them to purchase a product. Cost of pull strategy. Another problem relates to the attracting customers from the neighboring areas. Unless a repeated promotional tool is used, people from the neighboring villages cannot be attracted. So advertising, communication, and promotion is not easy in the rural village, and if we want to do it, it is costly. Thin margins, the retailer cannot charge a higher markup, as the consumers cannot afford to pay higher prices. So margin is also less for the retailers in rural area. Retailers have to travel frequently to the feeder town to collect the products. As stated above, the retailers pick up their stocks from the nearest company stock point or wholesalers. The cost of traveling cannot passed on to the customers. So they have to travel a lot. There are a lot of problems. They cannot able to give a lot of uh, margins, lot of discount to the customers. So a lot of problems retailers are facing that needs to be solved. Credit sales, major purchases are made by the rural consumers on the basis of credit. As a result, retailer faces working capital problem. So the rural people, poor people in the rural area, they want to purchase the products on the credit basis. They want that account to be maintained, and for most of for the retailer can give credit for some people. If everybody start asking for the credit, and if there are defaulter, it is lost to the retailer. Drivers of the growth, the drivers are growing population, rising incomes, investment by the government for the development, and entrepreneurial initiatives by the individuals and corporate enterprises. So there are few hopes, there are few good positive points, like population is growing at a rapid speed, at high speed. Then rising income, the income because of good monsoon in last 10 years, uh, rural people, they have some kind of disposable income. Investment by the government is giving some schemes, government is giving some subsidies, government is giving some loan waivers. Because of that, they are in position to purchase the products they require. Even corporate enterprises, they are playing their roles. They are also trying to develop the rural area. Growing population of the village household is expected to rise from 153 million in 2009-10, from 135 million from 2001 2. So population, the household, they have increased from 13.5 lakhs to 15 lakhs. 13 lakhs to 15 lakhs household have increased, probably making rural India the largest potential market in the world. So rural population is India's 70% of the population, and this market is uh, world's largest rural market. The rural per capita income would be 14,000 US dollar, 14,000 rupees US dollar, 350 by 2012. As more families switch to the commercial form of subsistence farming, a big enough jump to spur the demand for a wider range of products. So the income is growing. That's why they would like to purchase the products, but they want a range of products, they want choices. Investment by the government for the development, in view of the large investment made by the government in rural infrastructure, pushing the income and demand levels, the prospects for the organized retail are seem to be bright for rural India. Empowering, so rural government is investing a huge amount in rural area. The government is connecting all the villages to the districts or cities, to the main centers of the commerce. Entrepreneur initiatives, entrepreneurship has been a prime cause of economic development. So more and more people will become entrepreneur. They will generate revenue, they will generate profit, they will also give some kind of employment, and it is very good sign for the development of that particular area. The same is true in case of the Indian rural economy. Enthusiastic young persons and enlightened corporate enterprises are starting their own outlets. So youth, they want to start their uh, own business. Also these private companies, they want people to be entrepreneur, they want people to be distributor for their products. These outlets are revolutionizing retailing because they are comparable to the urban malls. Today, with many positive changes taking place in the rural economy, rural retailing is on the path of development. So rural retailing is growing day by day. Retailing by urban players. Here we have two cases to be studied. First is Raheja Group and second is Hudson Agro Products. So we'll start with the Raheja Group. Raheja Group has adopted the internationally popular concept of value retail in its venture called Inorbit Mall. It introduced a village mall in August 2008 as a value retail showroom at Pocharam village located around 12 km from Upul, a suburb of Hyderabad city in Andhra Pradesh. So in Andhra Pradesh, this company Raheja Group started Village Mall. Products sold here are offered at a discount of 20 to 50%. So rural people they are getting 20 to 50% discount in this Village Mall. Company considers the Village Mall a family destination that offers excellent shopping and entertainment experience. So there is a facility for shopping, there is facility for entertainment, there is facility for children to play. So this is very good family outing destination. The company has invited local, national, and international brand players to set up shops at Pocharam. So, uh, at this mall, the local companies, national companies, and international companies are invited to sell their products. The village mall at Pocharam occupies an area of 4 lakh square feet. So, very big mall. The company wants to replicate this initiative in other Indian cities. Rural consumers can go to the village mall in the morning for the shopping while their children play in the entertainment area. It will also have cluster cultural show with popular artists representing various streams performing here throughout the year. So there is a space for children to play. There is place for shopping, and also there is an entertainment place where popular artists throughout the year they show their talent. Hudson retail outlets. Hudson Agro Products is the leading milk and dairy products. So Hudson Agro Products is a company like Amul. Company having 5,000 rural logistics centers for milk collection and related activities. So they have many rural retail outlets. The company decided to enter the rural market after having found that it had a community spare capacity of 4 lakh square feet lying idle. So out of these 5,000 rural logistics centers, when they calculated the actual space for use, it is 4,000 square feet space. So it is very big space where we can start any other product, any other activity. As it can use its existing manpower, and setup cost will be 20% of the business expenses for the company, and Hudson Retail will have zero expense. So they have a place, they have people to work over there. So actual expenditure is very less to start any new venture. The company decided to operate the rural retail outlet within the minimum overhead and sell household goods at lower margin. So company started selling household goods in that retail outlet where there is space, idle lying idle space. Hudson has designed plans to sell ready-made garments, textiles, and household utensils in addition to Arokya and Kamath milk brands and Arun brand of ice cream. So uh, throughout that 5,000 retail outlets, there is some vacant space. Through that space, they started selling household goods, ready-made garments, textiles, household utensils, Arokya milk, Kamatha milk, and Arun ice cream. So all these products they started selling in that from that retail outlet, 5,000 retail outlet, where they have some space lying idle. This has been hailed by the market analysts as a fantastic move by the Hudson through though the margins will be low. Though the margins are low, they are utilizing this space and their people, and throughout the because of that they are earning additional revenue and profit. PPP model, public private partnership model. Many companies have realized the significance of the partnership with the people and private social organization in rural areas. So the PPP model is always beneficial for the people. Such initiatives have been taken by the HUL, ITC, and CFCL. HUL, we have studied the project Shakti. ITC, we have studied the project E-Chaupal. And we will be now examine the CFCL Uttam Bandhan. Many companies have realized the significance of partnering with the people and private social organization in rural areas. Such initiatives have been taken by HUL, ITC, CFCL. HUL Project Shakti and ITC Chaupal have already been discussed. Now we will discuss CFCL Uttam Bandhan operations. Uttam Bandhan. Uttam Bandhan initiative was started in 2000 by the Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals CFCL. This is flagship company from KK Birla Group. It is community welfare initiative that originated in its present name in the state of Rajasthan where the company has its chemical plant. So in Rajasthan they have a chemical plant, and from there they started this welfare activity. Chambal Uttam Bandhan is a community welfare initiative that tries to enhance the farmers' income and quality of life. So through this Uttam Bandhan project, they are increasing the income of the farmer and they are increasing the quality of the life of the farmer. It further seeks to provide employment to the educated rural youth, and they are also involving youth and they are giving them employment. Under the auspice of the initiative, the unemployed local youth are trained by the company as extension worker who are otherwise called as Uttam Krishi Sevak. So they involved they involved these unemployed educated youth. They have given them training and they are working now as a Uttam Krishi Sevak or extension workers. About 300 educated unemployed youth from the rural background are at present acting as a Uttam Krishi Sevak. So 300 people they got direct employment under this initiative. Extension workers earn from commission on the sale of specialized product. So under the CFCL company, they have some product and they are selling those products, and these unemployed youth they are working as a Uttam Krishi Sevak and they are getting some kind of commission for the livelihood opportunity as a livelihood opportunity. These extension workers are obliged to interact with the farmers and render the required assistance in their agriculture practices. These extension workers are obliged to interact with the farmers and render the required assistance in their agriculture practices. So, these unemployed rural youth is helping uh, farmers in counseling, so in giving some advice and helping them in their farming activities. So the rural youth are explaining them about the modern techniques which are used in the farming. Soil and water test. Soil and water samples are collected and tested for the micronutrients and balance inputs. So like we human being has a health, soil is also having health, and their nutrients has to be maintained. So to maintain this balance of the nutrients of the soil and to maintain the health of the soil, they are giving some advice, or they are providing soil test, water test. Soil test reports are explained to the farmer, and farmer is educated on the importance of the proper soil health and micronutrients. So they are making aware the farmers. They are making educate. They are educating the farmers about the micronutrients in the soil. Based on the thousands of the samples tested over the years, soil mapping is being done. So whatever the data they have, they started mapping uh, that data. Agriculture development laboratories are located at Agra, Sri Ganganagar, and satellite soil testing facilities have been set up elsewhere. So they have set up their labs in Agra and Sri Ganganagar in Uttar Pradesh. The company does not charge any testing fee from the member farmers of the Uttam Bandhan. So those who are members, they are giving this facility, soil testing, farm testing, advice, counseling, free of cost. Farm education, crop and product demonstration, field demonstration, and farmers meet are conducted regularly to farmers on the latest farm practices. So they are giving some kind of demonstration. They are giving a crop demonstration, their product demonstration, their in the demonstration in the field, and they are carrying out the meetings of the farmers, so for the best practice sharing, and these latest farm practices are discussed, and these this knowledge is given to the farmers. Farmers are given training on specialized services that vary from the cultivation of the medicinal to horticultural crops, vermiculture, and biofertilizers. So they are training farmers on the latest or the modern techniques like farming of the medicinal plants, farming of the horticulture or fruits, and vermiculture, and biofertilizers, use of biofertilizers. Alternate source of income. Uttam Bandhan is keen on finding alternative ways to improve income earning opportunity. So along with the farm, they should have income from some other other options like cattle farming, cottage industry. Besides the land and water avenues, the scope to earn from the animal and bird rearing are explored. Some of the income earning sources identified are goat rearing, turkey, turkey farming, beekeeping, and backyard poultry. So by beekeeping, honeybee, by poultry, by goat, they are earning more. As a step in this direction, breed improvement and animal health care camps are organized to educate the farmers on the proper feed and mineral mixture for the good return. So they are showing that which are the best breed for domestication, and which are the where they are also organizing health care camp for the animals, so that they should get maximum benefit by rearing, by adopting these cattle. Farmers website, they have created uttamkrishi.com. Chambal set up a uttamkrishi.com, a website for the farmers in the year 2001. Uttamkrishi.com was one of the first website to be set up for the benefit of the farming community. It has bottom up approach to farming solutions, as the website has been designed region wise to address the local issue. So farmers, they have their problems, and their problems uh, are not the, not, it cannot be generalized. The farmers have problems regarding to farm, and that farm is impacted by the local weather, local soil texture, and weather, local conditions. So the solution should be, should be found out locally. Otherwise other people from other state cannot able to solve the people from some other state. So we should have to develop uh, such agency or such network where we can able to solve the issues locally. Broad information on crops and agronomy has been posted. So how to get the more crop output, and how to save the crop from the insects and pests, that can be discussed. Farmers can access it free and post queries that are answered by the experts. So a farmer can get that information. Also, he has any doubt or questions, he can ask. Farmers helpline Hello Uttam. Telephonic helpline called Hello Uttam have been set up. Farmers can raise issues over the phone by calling one of the local numbers of Hello Uttam helpline. Though the number of the centers are limited at the moment, experts are prompt in their response. Information about the helpline is widely circulated, and for the areas where the helpline is not operational, the farmers are urged to seek clarity from the Department of Agriculture, Government of India, Farmers Call Center facility. So they have provided the helpline, though they are less in number or limited in number. The experts are giving the advice, so they are very prompt. They are giving exact solution, and it takes very less time. And those who cannot able to use this facility, they also have Government of India call center facility for them. And there they discuss local issues faced by the farmers. Mailers, Chambal is particular about the proper dissemination of the information. So through mail, through post, through courier also, they are giving some kind of information, very important information. For that, it has quarterly mailer, Chambal Ki Chitti, that is hand delivered to every Uttam Bandhan farmer. It contains valuable farm related information on activities pertaining to the quarter. Handouts, leaflets, farm calendars, farm diaries, etc. are distributed extensively. So they are giving farm related information through handouts, leaflets, calendars, diaries, and that is distributed to the farmers. Farmers can make very well, farmers can use it properly and get lot of knowledge and remain updated. It arranges radio talks and programs for farmers on Doordarshan. So through radio and TV also they are communicating. Experts are communicating with the farmers. Uttam Bandhan is spread out in 10 states with around 80,000 farmers as its members. So it is very huge network, 80,000 farmers in 10 states and growing day by day. Services provided are customized, taking a farmer's presence and packaging them according to the agroclimatic zones. So I am always telling you that the uh, fa- s- problems of the farmers are region specific, local, that area specific, because the climatic conditions are different, soil nutrients are different, soil texture is different, and local conditions are different. Through proper training, demonstration, expert opinion, quality inputs, and non-farm income, the Uttam Bandhan farmer has been a gainer in terms of not just increase in income but also good quality of life for the farmers. So, what all the Uttam Bandhan is doing for the farmers? Training the farmers, giving demonstration to the farmers, giving expert advice, expert opinion to the farmers, giving quality agricultural inputs to the farmers, also telling them how they can generate income from non-farming activities. So a lot of things Uttam Bandhan is doing for the farmers. Uttam Bandhan, Chambal has always believed in PPP, public-private partnership model, in knowledge dissemination. Now we'll talk about e-tailing. Information and communication technology has reached rural consumers and is transforming the life of the rural people. So we know that we have a information revolution, communication technology, telecom revolution, and through which we now rural farmers, rural people and farmers have started using laptops, mobiles, PCs, and they are also interacting with the experts. Now they are able to sell and buy with an understanding of international market. Now they have direct contact with the international market. They have direct contact, direct, they get direct information about the international market prices for their products, and they can decide at what price to be they should sell their product and crop, and what price they should buy seeds and fertilizers. Many agri input companies and NGOs have introduced their web-based initiatives. So private companies, they are launching their website. They are coming up with the various e-commerce platform and various portals to interact with the farmers. We will now consider some of the well-known e-tailing project. E-Chopal, ITC, Indian Tobacco Company, ITC. They have very good presence in the FMCG sector, then in cigarette sector, in hotel industry, in paper industry, and they are also working for the farmers. ITC launched three web-based initiative each opal in the year 2000. First is aquachopal.com for Andhra Pradesh farmers, Andhra Pradesh shrimp farmers. Soyachopal.com, Madhya Pradesh for soya farmers. In Madhya Pradesh for the soya farmers. www.planetarsnet.com for in Karnataka for coffee farmers. RTC placed computers in the case of Sanchalak, a lead farmer. So one person they have identified in 5 to 6 villages, and that person is called Sanchalak. He is given computer, he is given broadband connection, he is given telecom facility. Each computer is linked to the internet via telephone or by a VSAT connection. Proper training is provided by the ITC to the Sanchalaks about the use of the computer and the internet. So they are providing proper training to this Sanchalak. Each Sanchalak serves an average of 600 farmers in surrounding 10 villages within the radius of 5 kilometers. So within 5 kilometers, whatever the villages are, Sanchalak is catering to, and almost 600 farmers he is at least 600 farmers he is catering, he is contacting. Solar charged batteries are provided by the ITC for the uninterrupted power supply to the computers. So there is electricity scarcity, so their work should not stop. So for the electricity scarcity, power scarcity, they are providing solar batteries, so they don't have to dependent on electricity. Following services are provided by the e-chopals to the farmers. For information on the daily closing prices of the local mandis, weather forecasts are given to the farmers. So they are providing very important information for the farmer. Knowledge about the new farming techniques, soil testing, expert advice is given to the farmer. Purchase to place order for the seeds, fertilizer, pesticide, tractors, bicycle, and other products and services of ITC and its partners. So through that e-portal, they are giving information, they are giving knowledge, and they are giving. They can also do shopping. They are also purchase necessary products. Sell at harvest time. ITC offers to buy the crops from the farmers at the previous day's closing prices. So today a farmer want to say sell rice. So yesterday's price will be considered, and at the yesterday's closing price, ITC will purchase that product, and the customer has to uh, submit that product, that output to their processing center. Farmers then transport their crops to the ITC processing center, where the crops are weighed electronically, and the farmer is then paid for the crop and transportation fees. EID Perry